Hello, this is Sakamoto321, and this is the 23rd part of my Chivalry Medieval Warfare Weapon Guide. In this episode, we take a look at the second spear unlock available for the Vanguard class, the fork. Delicious. The military fork first showed itself during the medieval era as a military adaptation of the common farmer's pitchfork. This two-pronged weapon was used heavily throughout the 15th to 19th centuries, and the lack of barbs and the lack of large quantity of prongs differentiates it from other similar polearms such as the trident and the pitchfork. In-game, the fork is a short but very fast weapon. It lacks the reach of the spear and the brandy stock, but is extremely fast and good at getting past the enemy shields. The LMB attack deals blunt damage and is highly ineffective. Against the archer, you will deal only 35 damage to the head, 28 to the body, and 22 to the legs. The mousel down attack is more effective against the archer and does pierce damage, rather than blunt. At 68 damage to the head, 54 to the body, and 43 to the legs, this attack will likely kill in 2 hits. The mouse up attack is the longest reach and deals pretty good damage to boot. At 65 damage to the head, 42 to the torso, and 42 damage to the legs, the mouse up is pretty deadly against the archer. The sprint attack is unique to the Vanguard class and does a considerable amount of damage. Against the archer, you will deal 107 damage to the head, 86 to the body, and 68 damage to the legs. This is the only time the fork is capable of a one-hit kill. Against the man-at-arms, you will find the LMB attack similarly ineffective, dealing a minor 33 damage to the head, 26 to the body, and 21 to the legs. The LMB attack should almost never be used. The mouse wheel down attack does fare better than the LMB attack against the man-at-arms class, dealing 60 damage to the head, 48 to the body, and 38 to the legs. The man-at-arms class is capable of falling in 2 hits from the fork. The mouse wheel up attack is slightly less effective when attacking the man-at-arms. The stab attack will deal 58 damage to the head, 46 damage to the body, and 37 damage to the leg. Again capable of a 2-hit kill, however this is less likely. The sprint attack deals a large amount of damage to the man-at-arms class. The sprint attack will deal 95 damage to the head, 76 to the body, and 61 to the legs. The Vanguard is the weakest class against the fork, with the main damage of the fork being pierce. The mouse wheel down, mouse wheel up, and sprint attacks mock the damage of the man-at-arms class, resulting in devastating damage against the Vanguard. The LMB attack against the Vanguard will deal 31 damage to the head, 25 damage to the body, and 20 damage to the legs, the only attack that differs from the man-at-arms. The mouse wheel down attack will do 60 damage to the head, 48 damage to the Vanguard's body, and 38 damage to the legs. The mouse wheel up attack deals slightly less damage at 58 damage to the legs, 46 to the body, and 37 to the legs, and the sprint attack also deals a considerable amount of damage at 95 damage to the head, 76 to the body, and 61 to the legs. The knight shows large amounts of resilience against the fork. The LMB attack against the knight will do 26 damage to the head, 21 to the body, and 17 to the legs. Not a huge decrease, but still ineffective. The mouse wheel down attack does fare a little better, but not by much. At 38 damage to the head, 30 to the body, and 24 to the legs, the mouse wheel down attack is a rather weak attack. The mouse wheel up attack has the longest reach, but also longs for damage. At 36 damage to the head, 29 to the body, and a pitiful 23 to the legs, the fork proves to be highly ineffective against the knight. The sprint attack isn't even that effective against the knight, dealing only 59 damage to the head, 48 to the body, and 38 to the legs. It would take 2 sprint attacks to the head at a minimum to kill the knight. The fork is a fast but light-hitting weapon. Used best to take out the lighter armored classes, it struggles against more heavily armored opponents, such as the knight. For our build, we intend to bring in a fast-moving, fast-hitting class that takes advantage of the fork's strength while almost taking away the weaknesses. The primary slot will hold the fork. The secondary slot will use the war axe as it strikes hard even at heavily armored opponents such as the knight. In the special slot, we take the smoke pots to conceal your attacks or your retreats depending on the situation. When caught in a tight situation, try to run from your enemies, then turn on them with a sprint attack. It is the most effective attack by the fork by far, and it can avoid your enemy's shield when striking down. With this adapted weapon in your hands, a quick death to your enemies is inevitable, as you shall eat away their health.